Hello, my name is Stephen Hamrick. The location of the artwork which I am researching is at the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, located in Bentonville, Arkansas. The artist of Kindred Spirits is Asher Brown Durand. Durand himself has a very interesting background. According to an article on metmuseum.org, although originally apprenticed to an engraver, Durand became the acknowledged leader of the New York landscape painters organization, the Hudson River School, in 1848, after Thomas Cole's death. In 1845, Durand also became the president of the National Academy of Design, the reigning art institute of the period. In 1855 and 1856, Durand published a series of Letters on Landscape Painting, which codified the standard of idealized naturalism that marked the Hudson River School's reproduction. The Hudson River School is America's first true artistic fraternity. The school emerged around 1850, composed of New York-based landscape painters under the influence of Thomas Cole, who is often considered the founder of the school due to the inspiration of his works. The Hudson River School ideas reflected discovery, exploration, and settlement, the three themes of America during the time period. Landscape paintings from artists in the Hudson River School were often realistic, but sometimes idealized. By the turn of the century into the 1900s, the Hudson River School had mostly disappeared, first declining after the Civil War when the painter George Inness, who brought the more intimate French Barbizon style to American landscape painting, gained popularity and followers. The Hudson River School left a lasting impression on landscape painting styles with its realistic and detailed portrayal of American landscapes. The painting was painted in 1849 in memory of the poet William Cullen Bryant's friend, Thomas Cole, both of whom are pictured in the painting in the Catskill Mountains. William Sturgis commissioned the painting as a gift to William Cullen Bryant. The painting is regarded as a defining work of the Hudson River School. According to nga.gov, Kindred Spirits embodies the intimate connection of Durand, Bryant, and Cole. According to the audio tour guide from the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art, the commissioner of the painting wanted Bryant to be portrayed with Cole as kindred spirits, the phrase coming from John Keats's Sonnet to Solitude work. The landscape almost becomes a stage set for the two friends, the guide says, and is the idealized construction of nature. Durand was known for recreating landscapes in the most realistic way possible. The tour guide says there is always a tension between what is really observed and what is idealized, and Durand finds a way to depict a close scientific observation and what is actually seen, then composes these observations into an orchestrated composition. The painting experienced controversy when Alice Walton bought the piece for a reported $35 million, according to CBS News. People thought that she was hoarding expensive art, as her plans to open the museum had not been announced publicly yet. The medium of the painting is oil on canvas. According to the Crystal Bridges Museum of American Art curator Bryce, working with oil as a medium gives the artist longer to work with the art and move around the paint before it dries. He also says that compared to acrylic paints, oil paint dries slower and doesn't have as long of a life. The work is 44 inches by 36 inches, so it is quite large, enough to make a person have to physically move his or her head when viewing it from a few feet away. The size of the painting allows the viewer to appreciate the scale of the mountains, to travel into the painting and be right alongside Durand as he paints. It uses an abundant amount of light and dark gray, brown, and dark green, and appears to be a medium to low light. In the midground of the painting there are two men, Bryant and Cole, standing on a small rock cliff, the one on the right in a brown coat pointing with his cane at the mountain range behind them, and the other man in a gray coat observing. In comparison to the rest of the painting, the two men are small, only making up 6 or 7 inches. Their size gives perspective to how grand the rest of the scene is. The small cliff is overlooking a river that is flowing out of a small waterfall, with a larger waterfall in the background and a larger cliff on the other side of the river across from a small cliff. There are broken trees and branches from where there may have been a flash flood. You can see off into the background the Catskill mountain range, with its rolling hilltops and cloudy blue skies above it. In the background, a bird soars through the beautiful skies, so small in comparison to the rest of the painting that you actually have to look for it. The painting is romanticized because of the emotional and nostalgic elements behind it. According to NPA.gov, the story behind the painting is a very emotional one because of its valuable meaning to a select few people. The painting comes from the Romantic art time period. As our textbook, A History of Western Art, explains it, this time period is characterized by nostalgia for the past, unexplained or mysterious phenomena within the mind, and emotional experiences. The artwork I choose to compare Kindred Spirits to is The Oxbow by Thomas Cole, previously mentioned founder of the Hudson River School and the subject of Kindred Spirits. Kindred Spirits was painted in 1849, while The Oxbow was painted in 1836. Both are by American artists, and both paintings are landscapes set in the northeast United States. In both paintings, the main colors used are similar, but the Oxbow does use more green, and has a lighter value than Kindred Spirits. The Oxbow is much larger than Kindred Spirits, with the Oxbow being 51.5 inches by 76 inches, according to A History of Western Art, and both are painted using the same medium, oil on canvas. Both are romanticized paintings, but the Oxbow and Kindred Spirits were painted for different reasons. The Oxbow was painted in order to emphasize the division between nature and civilization, according to metmuseum.org. He sets the untamed wilderness with a fearsome thunderstorm right alongside peaceful pastoral development to emphasize the future possibilities of the American landscape and as a nation itself. Kindred Spirits, however, was intended for a specific audience, and this is reflected in its backstory, as I have described earlier. Both paintings contain emotional and nostalgic elements, but for different reasons. While the Oxbow contains emotion and nostalgia for the way America is changing and developing, Kindred Spirits contains emotion and nostalgia for a close friendship that will be dearly missed. Personally, I love this painting. I love landscape and mountain paintings, so this one very much appeals to me. The sense of adventure in this piece is what captured my attention at first. When I learned the inspiration to the painting, I was drawn in even further. The two men in this painting seem to have a strong bond. They could be two friends having a good time exploring the woods for pleasure. They may be doing research, as the man in the brown coat has a red notebook, or they could be completely lost. I admire how the painting has a special meaning to the artist and the recipient of the painting. Kindred Spirits will continue to infatuate observers for many generations with its realistic and detailed style, in addition to its brilliant portrayal of the lifelong friendship between Cole, Bryant, and Durand. Not only is the painting beautiful physically, but also emotionally. The painting contains a special place in the hearts of the artist, commissioner, and Bryant. It will continue to leave a lasting impression on landscape art